What it is, my 10 piece and grease here, and we finally have the fifth and final Glassmaker puzzle. Today I will be showing you all 5 pieces of evidence and what you need to know from each. But keep in mind that these are player specific, so your evidence may be in a different location than mine. Furthermore, the information that the evidence contains may differ from mine as well. So the first piece of evidence that you're going to find is right from spawn at the base of these stairs in this planter here. And it is a ceremonial weapon. All you need to know from this piece of evidence is what type of weapon. For me, it happens to be a dagger. For you, it could be something different. The second piece of evidence I found on the bench not too far from the first piece of evidence here. And this is an Orican legum, some sort of law journal. What you need to know from this piece of evidence is the symbol in the ring on the top. I don't know, I guess it kind of looks like a, I don't know, some weird deformed maybe bull skull or something. I don't know. You get the general idea. You just need to know the symbol that's on it. The third piece of evidence, what I found over here behind this pillar, and it is the weave conduit. Now what you need to know from this piece of evidence is the symbols on the handle. You'll be presented with several of these, and you just need to remember what symbols you have on your handle. The fourth piece of evidence I found into the adjoining room through the door, not far from spawn here. And it was actually hanging from the ceiling. So more than likely it will be hanging from the ceiling for you somewhere as well. But it is these ancient shackles. And the only thing you need to remember is the number that is etched into these handcuffs. For me, the number is 21. It could be the same or maybe a different number for you. The fifth and final piece of evidence was still in this room, but at the opposite door on the stairs. And it is these glass shards. All you have to remember from this piece of evidence is the shape that the glass shards are arranged in. For me, I guess you could call it like an asterisk or maybe a starburst or something along those lines. But just remember the shape that they're in. That is all 5 pieces of evidence and what you need to know from each. But just as a tip, something I noticed while I was looking for my own evidence was that when you go up these stairs at the opposite end of the room that you spawned in, you can actually make your way a fair distance up this ramp. It stops you right towards the top. Now, if you're having trouble finding a piece of evidence, I would definitely take a look around here. But perhaps if your evidence is on the top level, maybe you can go all the way up the ramp, or at least that's my assumption at this point. Now, once you find all 5 pieces of evidence, the infestation will melt away from this Nihil statue up here, this glass statue. When you interact with it, it's going to cost you 5 Sepalite resonance. You're going to get the Sepalite resonance from glassed enemies that you're going to find pretty much everywhere in Warframe. It doesn't seem like you can escape them very much. And then you will go through the typical jumping puzzle you have in the 4 previous Glassmaker puzzles. Just jump on the corresponding platform that matches your evidence to get to the final platform with the crystal, interact with it, and you're ready to do the boss battle. Fair warning, the boss battle is very, very clunky. The problems with this boss battle are numerous. The first problem is that the boss, Nihil, is constantly teleporting non-stop. The other problem is that you have no abilities on your Warframe. You have no weapons on your Warframe. You have no companions on your Warframe. You literally have to use the glass, I call them glass boogers, that Nihil launches from his forehead. I know, I can't make this crap up. And then you have to, in order to get to the damage phase, there will be a series of crystals circulating around the platforms that you're jumping on. And you simply need to strike the correct crystal that contains your evidence from all of the Glassmaker puzzles that we've done to date. All of them. The problem with the glass boogers, however, is you can only hold on to them to about 2 to 3 seconds and then they disappear. And they will go everywhere except where you want them to go. Not to mention their fact that they are miserably slow. I have literally thrown one of these glass boogers and aim glided past it and had it actually hit me in the back. That is how slow they are. They are horrible. Combine that with the fact that the boss is teleporting around constantly, and then you're unreasonably supposed to remember all of your evidence from 3, 4, even 5 months ago, which is unrealistic, and all of a sudden this boss fight becomes very clunky. This boss can one-shot you with his sword. Even my Nidus, which is a 10 Forma Nidus, he still gets one shot by the sword. The typical boss's MO is to hit you with one of these glass these boogers, to slow you down, and then teleport to you and finish you off with the sword. But once you do get the correct crystal hit with this glass booger, you go into the damage phase. You have to hit Nihil with 3 of his glass boogers, and then that damage phase is done, and you rinse and repeat for all 3 damage phases. But you got to be wondering at this point, well, Peace, that sounds miserable. Why would I even go through it? Well, I'll tell you why you go through it. You're going to go through it for 2 reasons. The first of which is this, not this pedestal prime, but this blue vase looking thing is the first thing you're going to get, the ship decoration, which is actually, I'm going to admit, it's pretty cool. As miserable as that boss battle was, it wasn't a difficult boss battle, it was just a frustrating boss battle. But even if you're not into ship decorations, that's okay. The one thing you're probably going to be interested in is the weapon. Yes, I said it, the weapon. The weapon that you get after completing it is Nihil's very own sword, the Vitrica. This is a great looking weapon on paper. This has a 23% crit chance with a 2.3 crit multiplier. It also has 33% status chance, and it is a significantly higher amount of slash damage than impact or puncture. But impact and puncture are still fairly close at about 100 each, where slash is just over 133. So you can actually build for crit, status, or you can build for a hybrid build. Maybe go for that Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds if you choose. It is a big, heavy sword, so it has a slow attack speed of 0.833. But a Fury mod or a Prime Fury mod will get it down up to, reasonable attack speed. With all that being said, yeah, this is probably why you're going to want to do this boss battle. As clunky as it is, I think it's definitely worth it. Now, with all that being said, let me know down in the comment section if this helped you out or if you have any questions at all. And until next time, peace out.